Welcome dear students. In this video, we are going to deal with the most fundamental part of English grammar, and it is parts of speech. So before coming to parts of speech, let's know something about word and a sentence. So what is word? As all of you know, you have been learning since your 5th standard. That is, word is a meaningful group of alphabets. And what is sentence? Sentence is a meaningful group of words. So words are, or words, it can be defined as meaningful group of alphabets, and sentence is meaningful group of words. Now further speaking, as we are dealing with the parts of speech, here is an example given on your blackboard. So it is meaningful construction, meaningful group of words. It was very nice experience. So that was very nice and experience. This is the group of sequential words, or in meaningful manner I have arranged those words. That is why it is a complete sentence. But in that sentence, every word plays different role. As you can see there, it plays the role of pronoun, was plays the role of verb, very plays the role of adverb, then nice plays the role of adjective, and experience plays the role of noun. So how can we define parts of speech? Now speaking about parts of speech, words are divided into different classes according to their use, or according to their uses in the sentence. These different classes are called as parts of speech. So words are divided into different classes according to their uses in the sentence. These different classes are called as parts of speech. The example is given here. It was very nice experience. So it is pronoun, was is verb, very it is adverb, nice it is adjective, and experience it is noun. So how many parts of speech we have to see here? There is a list. Number one, in every language, there are 8 parts of speech. We have to learn 8 parts of speech. Take any language. So, the English also. So, the first part of speech, it is noun. The second part of speech, it is pronoun. Third part of speech, it is verb. Fourth part of speech, it is adjective. Fifth part of speech, adverb, then preposition, conjunction, and finally interjection. So these 8 parts of speech we are going to learn today. So which is the first part of speech? Obviously it is noun. So what is noun? The definition is given here. Noun is a word used as a name of a person, place, thing, animal, feeling, and idea, etc. So noun is a naming word. The name given to person, place, thing, animal, feeling, or idea, etc. Those words are called as noun. For example, the first one, Madhuri is a great dancer. So the name of that person is Madhuri. So that Madhuri is a noun. Madhuri is a great dancer. That dancer word, it is also a kind of noun. In the second sentence, Mumbai is a big city. So Mumbai, it is name given to that particular city, to that particular place. That is why it is also a kind of noun. Mumbai is a big city. That city word, it is also a kind of common noun. Now I can say anger is enemy of a person. So that anger, it is name of that feeling. So that anger is also a kind of noun. So in this way, there are various types of nouns. Which are these types? Let's see here. This is the web chart given of types of noun. So the first type of noun, it is common noun. Second type, it is proper noun. Third type, it is concrete noun. Fourth type, it is abstract noun. Then comes collective noun. Then compound noun, countable noun and uncountable noun. Once again, so what is common noun? It refers to the general thing. For example, that noun refers to general thing. Boy, so all the boys. So that boy, it is common noun. Dog, it is also a common noun. Animal, so the not particular animal, all animals. So that animal is also a kind of noun. Then comes proper noun. So it refers to that particular thing, the name given to that particular thing. If I say boy, it is common noun. But if I say Sandeep, I have given that name or the name of that boy, it is Sandeep. That is why that Sandeep is proper noun. So second type, proper noun. It refers to particular thing. That is why it is proper noun. Then concrete noun. So what is concrete noun? It is the noun. It refers to things which physically exists. So which are those things which we can see with our eyes, which we can touch, which we can sense, which we can taste? Those things are concrete noun. For example, this is the duster in my hand. So I can touch this duster. I can see that duster. So this is concrete noun, duster. It is concrete noun. So concrete noun refers to the things which physically exists. Those things are called as concrete noun. Sugar. So I can see the sugar. I can taste the sugar. That is why it is concrete noun. Then the next type, it is abstract noun. So the things which we cannot see, which we cannot sense, so those things which physically does not exist, those things comes in this category, abstract noun. So which are those things? For example, if I say their happiness is our friend. What is happiness? So happiness, that is feeling. I can't touch that feeling. I can't see the happiness. That is why it is abstract noun. So you should uh, make everyone happy. It is also a kind of noun which is abstract noun. If I say that anger is enemy of a person, that anger, can I see the anger? Can I touch the anger? No. That is why that anger, that particular noun also comes under this category, abstract noun. Then collective noun. So it refers to the things, generally the group of things of one category. Those things come in this noun, collective noun. For example, if I say family, family is collective noun. Why? Because family is group of some persons of the same family. For example, there is father, then mother, son, daughter. The four person, if I refer to those four persons, then I have to say them family, a family. So it is collective noun. If there are a lot of birds there, then I will say that there is a flock of birds. So that flock, it is collective noun. If I want to present somebody with that bouquet, then there will be, in that bouquet, there will be lot of flowers. So that group of flowers comes in that a bouquet. That is why that bouquet is collective noun. So this is the category of noun, type of noun, collective noun. Then compound noun. What is this? Compound noun means two nouns come together to form a separate noun. That is why this is called as compound noun. For example, if I say classroom, then there are two nouns which are joined together, class and room. So I have formed one separate word, separate noun from those two words, class and room, classroom. Post and office, so post office. So those post office, classroom, son-in-law, father-in-law, all these words come under this category, compound noun. Then next one, countable noun. What is countable noun? The things which we can count with giving them number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 99, 100. Those things come under this category. And the peculiarity of this countable noun is that this kind of noun can be modified into its plural form. If I say one boy, I can modify that boy into plural form, boys, girls, animal, animals. So all these are the countable nouns, and countable noun is a kind of noun that can be modified into its plural form. Then uncountable noun. So this is the peculiarity of uncountable noun, that this kind of noun can't be modified into its plural form. For example, and to utter that uncountable noun, there is need of a measuring unit. For example, if I say milk, I can't modify that milk into its plural, milks. I have to say that milk, 1 liter milk. Then I have to use that measuring unit, liter, to say about the milk. So that milk is uncountable noun. If I say water, it is also uncountable noun, because I have to take help of that measuring unit, measurement unit, liter, for that water. That is why that water, it is also uncountable noun. So friends, today in this lecture we have seen the first parts of speech. It is noun. So what is noun? As it is given in this definition, noun is the naming word used as a name of a person, place, thing, animal, feeling or idea, etc. The examples are given here. Madhuri is a great dancer. Mumbai is a big city. Then types of the nouns. So which are the types of the nouns? The first one, common noun, general category, proper noun, particular thing, concrete noun which physically exists, that is called as concrete noun. Then abstract noun which we can't see with our naked eyes or which we can't touch, that happiness, anger, those are the abstract nouns. Then collective nouns, so it refers to that group of that particular things. For example, family, team, bouquet, flock, etc. Then compound nouns, two separate nouns come together to form separate noun. Class plus room, classroom, post plus office, post office. That is why it is compound noun. Then countable noun, which the things which we can count with giving them number 1, 2, 99, 100. Those are the countable nouns. And uncountable nouns. So uncountable nouns are the nouns which we can't count with 1, 2, 3, those types of numbers. So those are the uncountable nouns. To say about the uncountable nouns, the measuring unit is needed there, and for countable nouns there is no need of unit. For example, liter or rupee, and in that way. Now uncountable nouns can be modified into its plural form, and uncountable nouns can't be modified into its plural form. Now let's move forward. Now the second parts of speech we are going to see, it is pronoun. So what is pronoun? Let's see the definition. A pronoun is a word that replaces noun, or a word used in place of noun is called as a pronoun. So this word, it always replaces the noun. For what purpose? To avoid the repetition of the noun. So pronoun is a word that replaces noun, or a word used in place of noun instead of noun. It is called as pronoun. For example, here is first example, Ram. It is noun. Ram is a clever boy. He is honest too. In the sentence, Ram is noun, and that he, it describes about that Ram. That is why this word is a pronoun. Then second one, Mansar is a big city which is situated on Pune-Nashik highway. So that Mansar, it is noun, and that word which, it is used for that Mansar. That is why it is also pronoun. So Pronoun is a word that replaces a noun, or a word that used in place of noun is called as pronoun. Now, which are the types of pronouns? So, here is a list. Types of pronouns. The first one, it is personal pronouns. So, which are the personal pronouns? I, we, you, he, she, it, and they. Those are the personal pronouns. And these pronouns are used as the subject of the sentence. Then, me, us, you, him, her, it, and them. Those are also personal pronouns, and these pronouns are used as the object of the sentence. So these are the personal pronouns. Then the next type, it is possessive pronouns. So these pronouns show the possession or the ownership of that noun. For example, my, our, your, her, his, their, all these are the possessive pronouns. Then next, number 3, relative pronouns. So these pronouns are used to relate a clause or a sentence to a noun. So these are the relative pronouns. So relative pronouns. Which are the relative pronouns? For example, who, whom, which, whoever, whomever, whichever, that. Those are the relative pronouns. For example, I saw a snake. I saw a snake. That snake is noun. That was very big. That was very big. So that it is pronoun, relative pronoun used in this sentence. Then fourth one, demonstrative pronouns. So which are the demonstrative pronouns? Demonstrative pronouns are the pronouns. Those are the pronouns which take place of a noun which has already been mentioned. Noun that has already been mentioned, those pronouns takes place of that noun. For example, I saw a tiger. That was very cruel. So tiger, it is noun. That was very cruel. That, it is demonstrative pronoun. Uh, this is the duster. That is yellow in color. So this and that, those are the demonstrative pronouns. And the last type of pronouns, it is interrogative pronouns. So what is interrogative pronouns? Those are the pronouns, those are the pronouns which are used to ask a question, to pose a question. So interrogative pronouns. So which are the interrogative pronouns? For example, here is an example. Who is that man? So who is that man? That is why it asked a question about that man, about that common noun. That is why that who, it is interrogative pronoun. So who, whom, which, what, whose, all these are the interrogative pronouns. Who, whom, which, what, and whose, all these are the interrogative pronouns. So it's enough for today, friends. In the next part of parts of speech, we will deal with verb, then adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection, all that part. It will be included in the next parts. So thank you for today. Thank you very much.